Hey, what's up you guys? Brandasauresrex here, and today we're going to be doing another review on the S.H. MonsterArts Godzilla 1964 figure. So before we take a look at the figure, I'm going to go over a brief history of Godzilla 1964. So little is known about this particular Godzilla to my knowledge. This Godzilla kind of just pops up out of the ground at the start of this movie and just kind of rampages around until he finds Mothra and a battle. But the movie is more centered around Mothra, and Mothra losing a larva, her baby larva egg, and losing her twin fairies and rampaging around a Japanese city until Godzilla eventually shows up and a battle. Godzilla then kills Mothra and then is then defeated by two Mothra larvas. So now that we have the history out of the way, let's take a look at the fantastic box. So, unfortunately, this figure does not come with any accessories. So with a $60 price tag for the original asking price for this figure, it is understandable, but it is sad nonetheless. But if you do have the original Godzilla that came out with the line, he did come with a blue atomic breath effect. But sadly enough, if you do have that effect or atomic breath, you know that this, or in this figure, you know that this does not exactly fit in the mouth of Godzilla 1964. So this kind of sucks because there's no exact atomic breath for this figure. So hopefully down the line, when the S.H. MonsterArts gets down to making more Showa figures, hopefully they make an atomic breath that would be suitable more for this figure, and hopefully for a Godzilla 70s figure as well. I wanted to go over the detailing on Godzilla 1964 and just talk briefly about the paint job that's on this figure. These scales are beautifully painted, just beautifully done, with this creamy, almost white texture going on that just looks fantastic. As you can see it going on, rotating in the camera right now, just looks fantastic. I love how the dorsal plates have come out on this figure. And another thing I wanted to talk about is the toenails of Godzilla, and you can see that they are very, very yellow and very cool looking. I love the way these came out. Very nice job. They do stand out from the other Godzillas in the line. These are very different. Three-toed Godzilla, very different to me. And for detailing, I just wanted to talk about these little green U's that are on Godzilla. If you look carefully, they're all over him. They're like, if you can look right here, you can see it right here. You can see it right here on this side of the knee and on this side of the knee. It just looks fantastic. And then there's some on the chest. It just looks great. I love that swampy green color that's coming out. Makes them look a little dirty. I was hoping that maybe you guys have noticed this in the photos, or maybe the close-up that I did earlier when I was talking about the beam effects fitting into Godzilla's mouth. But this Godzilla has different eyes comparing to the other Godzillas. He has, from what I've heard, are the death eyes. They are basically all white and dead looking. I love the way these look. They just look murderous and fantastic. So now let's go over articulation for the Godzilla 1964 figure. So let's start at the head. At the head, he can look left and right, up and down, all around. Really cool. He can rotate at the abdomen. He can forward up. He can crunch forward and back. His arms do pop off. Let me try it on the other side. They can rotate all the way around. They're very difficult to do, but you can get it all the way around. Very loud figure, too. He has a single jointed elbow. Not very much movement you're getting out of this, but you can get it straight out. As you can see there. Move it back up. There you go. He can rotate at the wrist. He has a very strong thigh joints. You can actually get this guy into a kind of split. Very cool. And put that back into place. He has a single jointed knee. So there you go. And then he has kind of an ankle twist going on here. So ankle rotation going on there. And then toe articulation, which is very cool. And then moving on to the tail, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever. He has a bunch of segments in the tail that allow him to get him in various amounts of poses, almost as many ball joints as the 2000s Godzilla, which is fantastic. Almost in the same vein, I should say, not as many ball joints at all, but in the same style where the whole tail is articulated, not like the 90s where it kind of stopped right here. This one goes all the way down to the little nub, which is pretty creative. I'm glad that they did that. So this figure in articulation gets my approval. So now that we have articulation out of the way, let's get Godzilla 1964 and some size comparisons, and let's see how tall this figure actually is. So to wrap up this review, I quickly just wanted to mention just how small this figure is. This Godzilla is quite small comparing to other S.H. MonsterArts Godzillas from the line, unfortunately. I understand that the Showa Godzilla is technically smaller than the other Godzillas, but I wish he would have been slightly bigger. If the Millennium Godzilla is bigger than the Showa Godzilla, then that doesn't really make sense to me, since they should have been about the same size. But with that all being said, I do enjoy this figure a lot. With the price point that is being set for this figure for like $180, $150 to $220, it's really not worth it. No, it's really not worth it. I'll be honest with you guys. I am slightly disappointed with the fact on how high the price got for this figure and how fast it did. I understand that this figure is a web shop exclusive, but God, this figure went up in price so fast. And it's so scary on how fast some of these web shop exclusives go up in price. So be forewarned, if you are going to go try to get this figure, be ready to pay top dollar for this figure, because the aftermarket prices are crazy. They're really crazy about this figure. So with that being said, I'm going to tell you guys to go check out the a.c.b.a Facebook page. I'll leave the link to it down below. Make sure to add me on all my social media links. The links will be all down below. We can be friends on Facebook. Add me on Instagram. I post up all the photos that you see at the end of the videos, and others that I'm just working on progress photos and how I edit my videos. You can see it all there and things like that. So with that being said, I'll check you guys out next time. So I'll see you guys later. And also, I filmed this on my birthday, so if you want to wish me a late happy birthday, you can leave it in the comments. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace. That was a lot to say.